Hey Motley crew. So welcome to another Musings of Them podcast, the motcast. And I'm just gonna get started in opening up this space. So before I even start the podcast, I would love to do an opener question of just asking everyone, how is their heart? There are two questions I ask myself throughout the day. It's how am I feeling and what do I need? So I'm going to use this as an opener question as we move forward in our podcast series sessions, because I think it's really important that we take time to really connect with what we are feeling in the moment and what we may be needing. So I invite you to take 3 of the deepest breaths you have taken all day. Like, expand that belly out, y'all. Like expand it out as if you just ate a lot and you got the itis and there's a lot of food in it. And allow breath to fill your belly, your being. Hold it for a few seconds and then let it out with a sigh. So do that like 2 more times. And after you've completed your breaths, just want to ask yourself, tuning in, how am I feeling right now? And what do I need? And if the answer is something you need outside of watching this video, please press pause. Go out and do that for yourself. You have the space and time to give yourself what you need. And this is being in the practice of nurturing ourselves and honoring that there are times when we aren't in tune with what we need. And come back. You can always come back. I have this fan above in the ceiling, so you might hear it. So I apologize if it's a little loud. So today, again, I set the intention that I speak of the highest truth with clarity, rooted in the highest love, for insight, guidance, and healing for the collective today, that as you listen to me, as you hear me, as you exist in energetic space, you may receive healing energy. That's an intention I set before every video, is that, and just being here with me, that you're receiving healing energy, you're receiving warmth, you're receiving whatever it is that you need in this time, and that I may be a channel for that for you. Today we have a long intro. I'm just feeling like really slow today. I got the itis. I ate a little too much, so I'm still in the process of digesting, so I'm taking it a little slow. But I'd rather it's an and in the process of taking it slow. What are we going to talk about today? I want to talk about energy. So I just got off of a work call with someone I'm collaborating with. And if you are seeing this, I am co-facilitating a self-care workshop in February that will allow you to release any blockages in the way of you loving yourself deeply and fully, bring you in embodied alignment with your self, with your heart, and guide you in the process of self-care through self-touch, massage, mindfulness, yoga. So I will be facilitating the cacao ceremony part with breathwork and mindfulness, and my lovely co-facilitator Misha will be facilitating the CBD oil, self-touch massage, as well as self-gazing to get you deeper into connection and relationship with self. It's all about healing the heart and thus healing your relationship with self. So if you're interested, I will be putting those details down below. Yeah, check it out. It's going to be great. I'm excited. The spirit of cacao, the plant, has I've worked with it for a couple of months now, and it has blessed me and helped me move through and unleash some pain of the past that was still in my heart space that I was working through. So now that I got that out the way, let's talk about energy. I was talking about energy with Misha, and we were talking about money specifically, but I wanted to talk about energy as the bridge between the physical realm and the spiritual realm, between the physical and the non-physical, between the seen and the unseen. So I did mention in the other motcast that everything is spiritual. Everything also is and consists of energy. It was Nikola Tesla who was a visionary, pioneer, inventor. He created the light bulb, y'all. He created the light bulb. Without him, where would we be without electricity? I'm sure somebody else would have created it, but he was the first. So he had this practice of going into the liminal states, into his mind and imagination. And in his mind, he would see and create a lot of his inventions before he even did it, before he even touched whatever it was that he was using to develop his inventions. And it was in the process of him going into his imagination, into his mind, that he was able to tap into the stream of energy, which allowed him to find what would help make the light bulb. So energy, and being able to tap into energy that exists everywhere, y'all. So when I said everything is spiritual, everything is energy. Everything is made up of an energetic component, because science shows us that all matter is literally just molecules of various densities and various speeds hitting and interacting with one another. Right? The molecules of water, the energy that exists between that is much wider than that of, let's say, a chair. And so when we begin to understand that in this world, that energy is the unseen component of every physical thing, then we begin to greater understand how to unlock this world so that we can be co-creators in it, how we can further heal ourselves from pain, from trauma, from the past, from ancestral wounds, whatever it may be, right? Because anything that happens to us has an energetic component. You know, they used to say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, that was a lie. That was a lie, because as a child, I remember so clearly feeling the words that someone would say to me. And so words hurt. Words hurt me because I was sensitive to the energies that existed with the words. Words have energy. Our thoughts have energy. And being able to wield and direct our thoughts can help bring particular energies into our lives. And this is why science shows the power of things like visualization, that your mind doesn't know the difference between visualizing something and actually experiencing that same thing. Because you're working on the field of energy in the mind. And that energy that we experience when we are visualizing can then bring in the physical manifestation, the physical expression of that we are seeking to experience. And the mind knows no difference. It is the same liminal state. I call our imaginative state the liminal state. It's that same liminal state that people like me, dibias, healers, shamanic healers, traditional indigenous medicine peoples, it is the same state that we work on, because we know that when we go into that state, what we do there is in the energy realm, and that energy has can have a physical manifestation, a physical component. component. That is magic. That is literally all magic is, y'all. When you hear about like witches and magicians and spellcasters and all of these things that traditional conventional society will look at you side-eyed at, like, you do what? You practice what? Oh my gosh, are you evil? Oh, you're doing devil worship. Like, just ignorance. All a magician, a witch, spellcaster, medicine person does is they take the energy of material or the energy that exists out in the world, because energy is everywhere. There's energy in this space right here. There's energy here in this. There's energy in me. I emit an energy. You emit an energy. They take that energy and they're able to direct it to a particular effort. So it's the process of taking energy and saying, I'm going to harness the energy that exists within these plants, and I want to use that energy for the purpose of, let's say, if someone's doing like an abundance spell or something, I want to use it for the purpose of drawing the energy of abundance towards me in the form of, I don't know, let's say I want, who knows, a couple of hundred. That's just an example, y'all. A million, billion, I don't know. So I'm going to use it and bring the energy of this thing towards me. And as it comes towards me, it will become towards me in a physical form. That's just a very, very simple understanding of magic. And you're able to get there because of energy. Now I want to go back though, because I know we've kind of gone on around, so I don't know if you're with me, you're following me, because this is the wavelength my brain is on, y'all. It's like a spider web. So I can talk about this, and next you know I'm here, but they're all interconnected. That's how my brain works. And so to zoom back out again, when we're talking about energy and talking about healing, let's say trauma, right? Because I've given the example that everything is energy. And the interplay between the physical and our soul is energy. The physical and the non-physical is energy. So when it comes to trauma, you experience a traumatic event, you experience abuse, you experience heartbreak, you experience grief, you experience loss, you experience whatever it is that you may experience, there is an energetic component to what you experience. And so the energy of that, if it is not adequately processed, can live within our soul, can live within our energy field, in our being. And that is the energy that an energy healer, that a dibia like myself, or others heal. The energetic imprints of what we experience stays with us unless it is processed and released and transmuted. So transmuted is the process of turning one thing into the other. So there's how can I put this? When we're talking about trauma, we're not just talking about what's occurring within us or what happened within us. We're talking about the impacts of what happened within us. And that impact can be felt through the energy. When I first started doing energy work on myself and others, I could feel the spaces in which there were energy blockages, or which there were energy knots within me and within others' fields. And that knot can exist within not only our nervous systems, but also our energy body. The part of our body that is not physical, it is an emanation of the soul, is our energy body. Right? How healthy your soul is how healthy your energy body is. And by healthy, I mean let's just say healthy. So when we go back to the idea of thinking of energy, and we see energy as that interplay between the physical and the non-physical, that we know and understand that if we are to heal, if we are to adequately move forward in our lives and not allow the past to continue replaying or not continue to attract people from our lives that are, I could say, ghosts of the past, we have to heal the energy that is existing, correlating within us, that is associated with that event, with the abuse, with the neglect, with the wounding, with the limiting belief. And that process of healing the energy again, part of it is entering that liminal state, the state of the in-between, the state of where imagination exists, the astral plane. That's part of it. Another part of it is being able to protect your energy, being able to practice spiritual hygiene. So, yeah, to be able to practice spiritual hygiene, energetic hygiene, if that's what you so prefer to call it, but it's all the same, y'all. It's the same. What else about energy and it being the in-between? I also just want to give an overview of just energy embodied and what that means and looks like. Different cultures, philosophies, religions have their own understanding of how energy moves through the body. Right? The Chinese had the meridian system. The Vedics had the chakra system, which I feel like in the New Age spiritual community is the most known and used. Other cultures and religions and philosophies had their own systems of understanding how energy runs. But from a scientific perspective, I just want to touch on that real quickly. Science shows that we have an electromagnetic field around us. Every single person, it extends about 3 feet on average. And that's like the distance between 1, 2, almost to you. Right? My electromagnetic field is actually much greater than 3 feet. However, on average, that's what it is. So, an electromagnetic field shows that our heart space, right here in the heart, has a electromagnetic field that is 50 times greater, like stronger, bigger than that of the mind. Y'all. So your heart, which is considered to be the seat of the soul, right? The seat of the soul is the heart. This is where your soul is. Has a 50 times more energy, electrifying it and magnetizing it. Like the field goes like this. It goes out and then it goes in, and it goes out and then it goes in. 50 times stronger than your mind. 50 times stronger than your mind. So when we're talking about energy, it's also important to understand the energy of the heart, the energy of the soul, because that is the energy that we move through the world and it most impacts us on a day-to-day basis. Yes, our mind is important, don't get me wrong, but it's actually the heart that is much stronger than the mind. And so what we can glean from that is when we talk about the liminal state between the physical and the non-physical, and we're looking at the energy field, when it comes to healing from trauma, pain, wounding, we need to look at the heart, because it is the heart that is sending out that signal that is 50 times greater than the mind. And it is the energy that is being emitted and thus attracted from our heart space that dictates what, in part, we experience. So these are just all things to know and to keep in mind, that when you're thinking about energy, you're not just thinking about some abstract thing, right? Energy can be felt. When most mediums, the way most mediums work is being able to tap into the energy field, your aura, the electromagnetic field you emit of a person. They tap into your energy field, and thus they receive information. And it takes sensitivity to do that. It takes someone to be sensitive to the electromagnetic field, and then to be able to receive information from that through psychic abilities, intuition, to thus tell you, okay, this is what I'm getting from your field. That's one way, right, of interplaying with energy. One way that you can read energy, not only in terms of just healing it, right? Because when we're talking about healing it, we're talking about energy healing, we're talking about soul retrieval, we're talking about energy cleansing, we're talking about things like Reiki, Qigong. What are other energy practices? Laying on hands, quantum healing, shamanic healing, ancestral healing. Because our energy is in part an expression of our soul, and our body is. So there also the ancestors come through, right? Because 7 generations back, that's who we are made of. And so it's not just the healing, it's also being able to read energy. So I just want to demystify this for y'all, because when people talk about, oh, psychic mediums and channelers, they just make it seem like it's some like crazy woo-woo thing, y'all. But there's a science attached to it. There's a deep understanding attached to why people like me are able to do what we can do, because it's a sensitivity thing. It's a gift that everyone can be sensitive if they train their bodies to. Some people are just naturally born to be more highly sensitive than others. And so understanding energy and the interplay between these two different realms, right? The seen and the unseen, the physical and the non-physical, can really help us begin to navigate the world. Begin to navigate our healing, begin to navigate our guidance system, when we all begin to see that everything is energy, y'all. Everything. I have this crystal, lapis lazuli, and in this crystal radiates energy of a certain frequency. That when I tap into the energy of this crystal, I set the intention that when I hold the crystal, I may be a clear channel of highest truth, that I may speak and open up from my throat chakra, that I may speak in a way that is clear, 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 clear. I just wanted to do that. And, you know, whatever intention I set, it vibrates at a certain level, at a certain energy level. Yeah, that's all I just wanted. I think that's a good place to stop. Anything else? We're gonna do card reading for the collective after this, regarding what wants to come through. So I'm being pulled to the moonology deck. Lovely moons. I'm very attracted to the moon, and the moon is attracted to me. So, Spirit, tapping me into the energy of the collective today, I ask that you bring forth any messages of healing, guidance, and an insight that is rooted in the truth, the highest truth, with clarity and love. Are there any other messages for the collective, so that we may end this motcast? Oh, that one flipped. Time to breathe out. Let's talk about the breath, y'all. So I'm being called to talk about the breath. Talk about the breath. One way we can circulate more energy into our bodies is taking a deep breath. Remember in the beginning I said, let's take a deep breath, y'all. There's a reason to rhyme. So not only does it help us relax our parasympathetic nervous system and get into our bodies, but the process of breathing in energy, breathing in air, also we're breathing in energy from the air, the universal life force energy that exists all around us, and we're allowing that to filter into our bodies. This is why it's really important to like be in nature or be somewhere where there's like fresh air. You can breathe that air into your bodies, because that air, especially around nature, vibrates at a higher frequency. The frequency most aligned to like love. And so when we're taking a deep breath, especially from our bellies, we allow that breath to travel to our heads, and then we breathe out any stale air, any, I don't call it low vibrations, any energies that are not aligned for our highest good. And we set the intention that when we breathe, every hour, take a couple of deep breaths, setting that intention, and you will find yourself refreshed. So when you take time to breathe out, not only are you allowing yourself to relax, but you can also set the intention that you breathe in energy aligned to that which you're seeking, right? So for example, breathing in the energy of peace, breathing out the energy of anxiety. You do that a couple of times, and you will notice a shift, a difference in your being. So that's what message I have for y'all, is to make sure you remember to breathe. Some of us aren't breathing from here, or not taking deep enough breaths, and we want to like go all the way down to our bellies and breathe from our abdomen to fill ourselves with that life force energy, the energy of life itself. So that's what I have for y'all today. Check in. How are you feeling now? How are you feeling now? And is there anything you need? If you have not been outside today, go outside, open the window. If you've been scrolling, get off. Get off. I probably shouldn't say that, but get off. As someone who has recently overcome a social media addiction, get off. So allow yourself the space to take time to breathe away from your electronics, to be in nature. As always, thank you so much for listening and for being here with me. Thank you. I definitely don't take it for granted wherever you are, whenever you are. Sharing your time, your space, your energy is definitely something that I so appreciate. Remember to like and subscribe, to share this if you're so called to, with the spirit of generosity. The deets are below. Feel free to donate or to go on my Amazon wish list and get me something that I actually want. Regardless, definitely take care of yourself with peace. No, it's with love and peace. No, I messed up. It's with love